didn't sit right with them at all. Because what was said about
Legend of fashion grow, bold and sexy. Legend of fashion grow and sexy. Legend of fashion grow, bold.
All right, keep on. I just hopped out the shower, washed my hair. Still nice and wet, all that other stuff. But wanted to come and talk about yesterday. Yesterday was really great. Hold on a second. Hola. Early, you're early. Yeah, yesterday was really cool. So we went to the hospital. And really, I really could have because I couldn't believe it. Yesterday the whole thing was great. At the very end, we had something with the aunt, but it wasn't nothing. That's not going to be anything that's going to discourage me from anything, honestly. And now I just kind of have a better idea of what's going on with her, but because she got upset. Cut a long story short, just so we can get that out the way. She got mad because on the way home, first of all, I noticed on the way too, she was she thinks she's slick, and I'm like, even though you're like way older than me, you come across to me kind of like a child in that it's like you're sneaky. There's little things about her, but like she thought she was gonna sneak and smoke a cigarette in my car. That's not gonna work. Sorry. And so anyway, when I turned around the first time on the way to the event, this was after the hospital, she kind of didn't do it. And she started to get ready to. And how I know is because she started spraying herself with all this perfume. And my mindset was telling me, I'm still gonna shut that down. If you like that cigarette in my car, I'm shutting it down. So I don't care if you spray Febreze, I don't care what you do. Because for whatever reason, cigarette smoke has a way of sticking. And I don't want that in my car. And I don't give a fuck what you think. Respectfully. I don't care if you're mad at me. I don't care. If you can't not smoke a cigarette from the time that we're in this car to get to where we're going, that's your problem. Honestly. But on the way back, she actually did like the cigarette. And right away I smelled it and it was strong and we're in a car. And she thinking because, I have my window cracked or whatever. I don't care what you have. Please put that out. Do not smoke in my car. And she's an older woman. Plus she's the auntie of whatever. And ultimately, I really don't give a fuck who she is. Because what she don't know is I'm like, what you don't understand is this going to be the first and last time you ride in my car. Because to me, she was being very disrespectful. And then my thing is I'm looking at my friend. I'm like, I really don't want to have to chump your aunt off. But she need to understand you're in my car right now. And what it was is my neighbor was driving my car, but it don't make a difference who's driving it. This is my car. Like, who the hell do you think you are? And then she in the backseat talking shit. I'm like, and I'm like, okay, that's okay. Because what I know now is she will never get in my car again. Any favor she need to find somebody else to take her. Because you will never talk to me like that. And I'm like, girl, I could eat you up right now. And the only thing that's preventing me is because you're my neighbor's aunt. And I like her. And I just left your whole family event. And the whole family I loved. Everybody was extremely pleasant to me. Beyond hospitable. So it was like I was withholding for that reason. But in my mind, I'm like, girl, you're giving me crackhead now. I don't know what your deal is, but you're giving me crackhead. Because to me, that's what that is. You can't. And it's like, that's a common thing. A lot of people don't want you smoking cigarettes in their car. So, and she coming with this conversation, you smoke weed and all this. It don't make a difference what I smoke. I'm letting you know I'm not okay with that. And that's it. I was very straightforward with her. She couldn't take it. I think, because again, people keep mistaking me. She thought she taking it like, oh, he's nice. He's a pushover. That's not my energy. And the reason you're mad now is because you tried it. And you thought because, oh, I love your family, I'm getting along with everyone, that you just was gonna be able to do whatever you wanted to do. And that's, I don't care how much I'm getting along with anyone, you still not gonna smoke a cigarette in my car. Like, I don't know why people always want to see how far they can do that with me. But you know, with her, it's like she reminds me of my Aunt Linda. So with her, it's, but how we're gonna keep it simple is, I won't be doing her no favors where my car is required. I'm not taking you anywhere. No, because I don't like how you are. And I don't like how you think you're running other people's shit. So you'll have to, your son and all the other different people who you have in your Rolodex will have to find a way for you, because I won't be doing that. I took her to Rainbow to take some clothes back. Now she want to sit up and shop and do all this extra shit. Then when we leave there, oh, can you run me to Metro? And at first I thought she was talking about Metro downtown. It just so happened the Metro was in the parking lot as well. But actually, she did want me to take her downtown. And I can tell you right away, I'm not doing that. And I'm definitely not doing it because it's manipulative. Because if you knew you wanted to do that, it's like you're waiting to, I don't like people who do stuff, weird stuff. You're trying to wait for me to get in this position where I'm already doing you a favor to be like, oh, can you just do me one more? No, actually, I cannot. And I'm very that way. But she got lucky because there was a Metro that was there, but the one she really needed was downtown. That one wasn't able to do nothing for her. The one that was right in the same parking lot. So if it wouldn't have been, if I would even have to have crossed the street to get there, I wouldn't have taken her. Because I don't like people who know they need, it's giving Aunt Linda. It's giving, oh, I just need to return some clothes. Now you want to return the clothes. Now you want to go shopping. Now you want to go here. Now you want to go there. No. And I be hearing her on the phone with her son and all these other different people like, oh, come and get me. I'm like, see, that energy right there. It's like, I like you, but I like you in doses. Because nobody is going to use me. I don't care how much you think I like you. I don't like you enough. I don't like you as much as you think I do. How about that? I can tell you that as a matter of fact. I don't. Not nearly as much as you think. If you think, oh, people, and then it was like everything that I was saying, not even talking to her, really, talking to my neighbor who's sitting right across from me in the driver's seat. Some kind of way we were talking about signs and stuff, and she just she one of the people who was like, girl, one thing about it is I'm ignoring you because at this point you're giving crackhead, so who cares what you have to say? Once you kind of tap into that lane to me, I really don't give a fuck, frankly. So she was going on and on about, well, I don't care about them signs. Them signs don't mean nothing because some people be like, they're this sign and they be fake as hell and all this other stuff. I'm like, girl, you're fake. You're fake. Because then she come talking about something. Oh, I could have sworn I smoked a few cigarettes on the way up here. I'm telling her, no, you definitely didn't. Because if you had done that, I would have told you the first time you cannot smoke in my car. Okay, she want to be all short and all this. I don't care what you feel. Bottom line is you're not gonna smoke in my car. And ultimately, if she would have tried to light that cigarette, I'm like, pull my car over and your aunt can get the fuck out. And I would have been, and that's the part, and that's why I told her that story about my mom putting my grandmother out of her car, which will be her mother. So that's where I come from, and that's not even my mom, that's your aunt. So if she think, and that's why I'm telling her, I'm like, well, respectfully, if she keeps talking shit in the back, she will have to find another ride. We can drop her to a Citgo or to a gas station, but she will have to find another ride. I don't care who it is. But now that I see how she is, to avoid that whole confrontation, she is not allowed in my vehicle. She will never ride anywhere in my car again because I don't like how she is. And I'm not about to be in my car with anxiety and anything. I don't care about that. I like her enough. I like her when she's on the porch, drinking her margarita outside, not in nobody's car. Like, I'm like, and then another part, I'm like, you drinking, because she was like, oh yeah, what it was is she was just a little bit more drunk than usual. I don't care how drunk it is, because guess what? I had a drink too. And I was classy and everybody loved me. So, and this is not even my family. So she don't have an excuse. In my opinion, I'm like, I'm a new person. It's more pressure on me to behave because I'm new. Nobody knows me, but this your family, bitch. You should know how to carry with your own people. But it's just given, you don't know what to do. But that's okay. So anyway, So that was the only bad part. That one part, and I was at the end. But before then, we went to the hospital. Oh, let me hit some comments. Hold on. Hola. Let's see what the new one is. Is this Britney Spears one? You know what? I get it. It's not my favorite one, but I do get it though. I get it. Not my favorite one. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the outfit choice. I don't know if it's the Michael Jackson hat with this Michael Jackson glove. I don't know. It's something with that I do not like. Definitely not my favorite one so far. I'm sorry. I like the Tapatio. The one that was giving me like Tapatio. I like that one. Hold on, who is this? Or what is this? Okay. I like the Tapatio one from yesterday with the red jacket and the hat. This one, you got the hair right. It's definitely getting 50-pound wig, but I don't know. Maybe it's the outfit I'm not fucking with. That's not my favorite one though. I'm sorry, my love. It's not bad. I get the point. I right away knew it was a Britney. I knew it was a Britney, but give them an inch, they take them all. They sure do. But anyway, so now enough of that, because that was the only, I only said that first because that was the only negative thing. So we went to the hospital and they gave me more liberties than I really anticipated because I had told her, I want to go and pray with y'all and whatever. But I was more thinking they were going to pray and I was just going to be joining in. But then they were like, oh, you said you wanted to pray. Like, then they put me in the position to like lead the prayer for everyone. I'm like, I didn't think you were going to say that. I wasn't, but of course, me being me, of course, I was able to shine through and come through. But they said she was telling me he was unconscious, but I'm telling you that I knew I wasn't wrong. Now they're going to say, oh, it's involuntary, but it's not giving me involuntary. Because when I came and she said to me on the way, when we were in the car after we were parked and we were in the car for a little bit talking. And then we went inside because she was like, oh, I want you to help me. Oh, that's another part. There was this cop that she thought was attractive and I ended up giving her number to him because he was single and now they're talking. You know what I'm saying? So that was a good thing. I'm like, girl, I'm a great wingman because I'm not scared of people. It's just, if it's a guy that I like, maybe I'll be a little bit nervous because I don't know. I think everyone's that way. It's always easier for you to hook someone else up because it ain't no point or it ain't no problem because I'm hooking her up, so it's just easier. But anyway, so she got his digits. That was also good. But we got up there and I really wanted to sing for him, but it was a lot of people in there, so I just was humming to him. And when I was humming to him, he heard me. You wanna know how I know? Because his eyes were opening and his eyebrows were moving. And even if he couldn't full on, his mouth was moving like he was wanting to say something, but it was too weak. Like first it was no motion, but when I started humming, then it was like his eyes were like, they still looked like they didn't look super active like I'm looking at y'all, but it's the point that they were closed and then they opened enough to where it was like they were focused on something because I could see the pupil, like the part where you could see the color part. And to me, not even to me, I'm just saying that because I'm trying to keep it like down to earth. But the truth is he was looking at me. That is true. And my neighbor did say, he's probably gonna, before we got there, she was like, he probably gonna be like, who is this new voice that I'm hearing? And anyway, I was in there and it was all these machines and literally his chest is open. They had a dressing on it. But she was like, when they take that dressing off to put a new one on there, you could literally see inside of his. I'm like, well, I'm glad that wasn't the case because it's just to me kind of gruesome, but I still was able to see clearly that they had the dressing, like it was like a rubber thing, so you could still kind of see that something is going on because you could just see it. I mean, it's not transparent, but you could just see through the indentation of the thing. So I knew, I'm just praying for him and all this other stuff, I don't know whether he's going to pull through this or not, but just so that he won't be afraid either way. So it was like I was talking to him and I'm telling you, and they were saying, oh, he's in a coma, induced, but like, oh, he's in a coma. He's not really conscious. But 111, that's right, is what they were saying. But I mean, if he was unconscious, to me, when a person is like unconscious, that makes them like non-responsive, right? So to me, when I think non-responsive, I think even when you try to do things to them, they don't respond. Maybe someone's gonna say, no, that's not the full example, because they may say, well, you could be unconscious and still have reactions to things. That's true. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a doctor in that way. All I can tell you is when I came there, he definitely was having responses. You could say no, you could say it's involuntary, but I think that's too easy to say. It just makes it to where you don't have to explain what I'm saying. So it's just like, oh no. Anything you saw was just something he's gonna do anyway. I don't believe that, because I've seen enough stuff where a person like on TV, you're gonna say it's on TV, but it don't matter. And I know the description of it, like non-responsive should mean. So for example, when I was over there, I was humming with him. Then she started to like, he was looking, and when she started to clean his face, he closed his eyes and was like, when she was like, he was like kind of like squinching his eye. To me, that's not involuntary. Because if you were really unconscious, when they would have touched your face, your eyes would have just stayed how they were. And then when they would have been touching around his face, it wouldn't have been no response. He had responses. And that was before they gave him the steroid shot, because she was like, oh, right now he's unconscious, but when we give him the steroid shot, he'll probably be up for a few seconds. But we can't have him awake too long, because right with his chest open, we just don't want him to be awake, because that probably will send him crashing down, so we have to do it a certain way, and it's all this other stuff. And so anyway, so she told me, she was like, I didn't even know, because I was humming, because I didn't really want to be disruptive, and I didn't know how open they were to me working with him that way and me trying to do what I was trying to do. But I did hum a gospel to him. You know what I'm saying? And he was responsive. I'm telling you, he really was. Now, that don't mean he's going to survive. It just means that I think what I was trying, because I was telling him, you're doing good, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And your family is here. You don't know me, but I'm here. So they brought out the big guns. Like, I'm just talking with him lightly, because it was other doctors, nurses. And, the person's in ICU. Is that what that is? So it was just a lot going on. So I didn't want to be right there in the middle singing doing too much. But I definitely did want to at least get a little hymn off for him. And he was responsive. And she said to me in the car, when you were humming to him, I think he heard you. Because she said the same thing I just told you. She saw it too. I didn't even know she heard me singing that to him, though. Because I was literally doing it as low as I can do without it being silent. Because I was really close to him, like by his head. And so, I was able to do it lower. But he heard me. And I saw everything she said, I saw too. So I knew I wasn't crazy. I'm like, okay. There's something to what I'm explaining. I just need the opportunity to prove it. And I need a chance to do it again, whether it be him or to another person, but I just need a chance to see what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Peace. And and that's what I was saying, because she was like, oh, you smoke weed? I'm like, girl, a lot of weed smokers, see, you don't know how it goes. If you ask anyone, they'll tell you. When they saying, do you smoke? They mean, girl, do you smoke cigarettes? Because most weed smokers will smoke weed, but they don't want people at their house smoking cigarettes. And there is a difference, boo. Because again, when you try to do something with your car, they will ask you, do you smoke cigarettes in your car? Because they will know. It don't matter if you air it out. It's just, especially after a time, it's just a smell that's in that car. You're going to have to get a full detail or something to get that out. And I know that's true. It's like a fire. It's certain smells, it don't go away just because you let time go. Certain smells, you have to do things to get rid of them. And fire smoke is one of those smells. Cigarette smoke is one of those smells, in my opinion. If a fire come through and that smoke that be turning black, fill up all the space, you're gonna have to do something to that. Like, it's not gonna just go away. It's gonna still be smelling burnt up. Even if the, like, it's just gonna be smelling that way. It's gonna smell burnt. You said you're singing, probably. Maybe, who knows? My mother, like, when my mother was sick now, and I wanted to do it better for her, but it was too much family around. When it was before she went into hospice, I was able to do it more for her. But when she went into hospice, then it was just too many people around. Where I feel like, you know. But anyway, let's get back to, okay, so then so she was telling me about the officer being cute. I'm like, girl, you should speak to him. Oh, then I could tell she was nervous. I said, okay, well, I'm gonna do it for you. No, I'm like, girl, yes, I'm not playing. How do you know that that's not your husband? He might not be. Maybe he's not. Or maybe he is. We won't know, but we're about to find out because I'm gonna go say something. So anyway, after I said the prayer, we're wrapping everything up, and I said something like, oh, I'm gonna run to the bathroom. And anyway, I went to him first. Are you single? He's looking, I'm like, I'm asking for a good reason. Are you single? I am. Okay, I have someone who's interested in you. He started to give me his number. I said, no, I think she would prefer if you take her number and you reach out to her. Oh, yeah. Okay, boom, took her number. And before she even got out the hospital, he reached out to her. So they had been going back and forth. And then when we left from the hospital, then I hadn't eaten all day, so I was starving. And I'm so upset because guess what? My chicken salad arrived on the scene and I forgot about that. And it was out all day from 5 till maybe when I got back, maybe like 11 something. And I was trying to figure out, should I just try what if I rush it to the freezer or rush it into the fridge and let it sit overnight? Because I've been waiting on this chicken salad. My neighbor was like, no, you need to take that back to Walmart and, you know, blah, 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 blah. Oh, Miss Peppermint, I've been doing a lot of confirmations in work. Just because I stopped talking about it here don't mean I stopped. The reason I stopped talking about it here is because I felt like people were taking it as a joke, and this is very serious to me. So I don't give a fuck who believes it. It just means they won't get the confirmations, they won't get the information, and I don't give a fuck. I feel like I've said enough that if you care enough, you can do the research and it's there. But I'm not going to continue to take something that's serious to me and explain it in great detail, and then it be a bunch of clowns thinking they're going to have like, I'm like, you're an idiot. And you'll regret having a person who had this type of access to something. And instead of you being for real, you want to make it into a joke. So it don't even matter. So I just let it go talking about it on publicly with y'all. But, you know, you said I should burn up the chicken salad. I'm so upset. I got to take it back because I got 2 chicken salads, but remember they split it into like 5. So now I got to take those back because I was like $20 something, boo. I can't afford to be throwing money away. Especially, I didn't even get a single bite of any of the chicken salads, girl. No, I can't just accept that I didn't eat no chicken salad. No. Because I was talking to the chat GPT and she was like, no, I don't think it's safe. You're supposed to, the longest you could sit out is 2 hours and all this other stuff. I'm like, but if I went to what if I went to a fish fry and they had chicken salad? The chicken salad would be sitting out as long as my chicken salad was sitting out. How come their chicken salad you can still eat? What if they started the barbecue? The fish fry started maybe at 4 o'clock. So what if they had chicken salad sitting out from the beginning of the cookout to the end? Would we throw that away too? She means the cars. Oh, the car smell. I thought you were saying burn up the chicken salad because it was probably poisoned or something because it was sitting out too long. Okay. You said she means the cars smelled burnt up because of the cig smoke. Girl, as soon as she lit that cigarette, I smelled it immediately because it came to the front and immediately I'm like, I turned on, I'm like, you got to put that out. You cannot smoke in my car. I was not mean with her, but I was very clear. Put that out. If you want to ride in this car, you won't be doing it with a cigarette in your hand, smoking it. And that's another part. She telling me when I took her to Metro and then she couldn't get what she needed. We don't want people. Why would people get sick if I return the chicken salad? If I return it, they'll probably just throw it away and let me get a new one. They wouldn't put that back on the shelf because I'm going to tell them the reason. She said she wanted a vape, but my point is, until you get one, you I don't give a fuck, honestly. Vape, no vape. But so okay. I'm hungry, I haven't eaten all day, and you know, everybody, the nephew that he's like, I don't know, the 14-year-old I told you about, he's like, oh, I'm hungry. He's talking to his grandma in the back seat. And so we ended up going to Wendy's and we got biggie bags, I think. And my neighbor got paid for everybody food. I had the 2 burgers and a fry. Them fries, they be skimping on them fries though, boo. I'm gonna just tell you. I'm like, girl, are you serious? It is literally like 15 fries in here. You can count them. It's like 15. It was so few. So to me, it's like you giving us a service, but you're skimping. So anyway, but I also had a ranch chicken wrap, and I had wanted. She was like, "Oh, they have a banana frosty. Do you want to try it?" I was like, "I would, but I don't want to be greedy." But the guy 1, 2, 3 on the clock come through. But the guy who was working at Wendy's, I don't know what happened. He must have heard me said that. And then I was like, nah, I'll skip the frosty because if I gotta choose, I'd rather get the chicken wrap. She wasn't making me choose, but I was making myself choose. So in the end, he ended up making me 2 smoothies or 2 frosties for nothing. Because I know he heard me say. And then she was like, girl, I think he likes you. I think he was because when I saw them sitting there, she was like, oh, these are for you. I'm like, first of all, there's 2 frosties here, a strawberry one and a banana one. What do you mean both of these are for me? She was like, they're for you. He made them for you. So I looked at him, I'm like, these are for me? He was like, yeah. I was like, but then he kind of walked away. She was like, girl, he walked away because you were about to get him in trouble because his boss was right there. And you talk about, and he gave you 2 free frosties. So, bitch, that's why he did that. I was like, oh, girl, I didn't know. I had too much food then. I had 2 cheeseburgers, a fry, a chicken wrap, 2 frosties, and a drink. What was I going to do with all that? So one of them frosties, but actually both of them totally went to waste. I didn't even take 1 scoop of the frosty because by the time I finished eating the food, I was full. I didn't even finish my drink. Plus, we had the fish fry, so I didn't even want to eat all that food right up front. Girl, when I got to the fish fry, the family was incredible. Everybody was very welcoming to me. And no, my neighbor didn't buy the frosting. That was something out of a movie cue. Well, what was out of a movie? The frosty? Girl, wasn't that deep. Girl, nah. If I go to Walmart, I want to be in and out, and I don't want to have my phone. I like getting shit done. I'm not one of those people. If I'm actually going out to handle business, I won't be taking y'all with me because my mind be focused. And I'm not even gonna be thinking about talking to y'all because why would I? Respectfully. Like, I have shit to do. If I'm out in the world doing shit, that's what I want to do. I'm not here to be like, oh, here we go. Look at me. Like, now maybe on my way back when everything is done and I'm driving. But even when I tried to do that, it always acts weird. So yeah. But what do you mean that was something out of a movie? What are you talking about? She got a Frosty. The neighbor is the one who got the first Frosty, but she paid for a Frosty for herself, a banana Frosty. She already had her Frosty though. See what I'm saying? So she did pay for one, but it was the one that she ordered for her. She was asking me if I wanted a banana one also. I said I was curious, but I said no. He must have heard me say that to her. I said, I probably would get one, but honestly, if I got to choose between the Frosty and the chicken wrap, I'll take the chicken wrap. He must have heard me said that because then he turned around and made me 2 Frosties, bitch. And I feel really bad because they both went to waste. I'm like, that was a sweet gesture, but it was so much food, and he couldn't have known that we were literally going to a fish fry. So it was just unnecessary. And when we got there, and guess what her name is? The woman whose house I was in, who did all the cooking, all the cake made from scratch, she made it, Miss Sabrina. I said, okay, but to me, and she was so nice with me. I told her, I said, my mother's name was Sabrina, and she used to have a restaurant, and she used to do a lot of cooking like this. Like she would cater events like this. It was reminding me of my mom. And then when I saw the cakes, I said, now don't tell me she made these cakes too. She was like, I sure did. And they were delicious. It was reminding me of my mother. Plus her name was Sabrina. And it was funny because anytime people would talk about her, they were just like, oh, Sabrina don't play. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And it was funny because as people were talking about her, it just made it seem like my mother was alive. Because it was like they were saying, even though my mom did not play, but she comes across maybe nicer than this other Sabrina, but they have a similar energy in that it was basically coming down to don't mess with Sabrina. But the thing of it is Miss Sabrina loved me. Everybody loved me. It was very sweet. And anyway, they had a huge spread. I mean, they had 2 of them long tables. Hold on, you said to me, the interaction was a sign you may come into abundance. Oh, okay. That is a deeper way to look at it, Peppermint. Oh, and you changed the picture. Let me see what you got. No, this is from Bloodshed, though. I know exactly what this is. I know that wig anywhere. Okay, so for that point, it's legendary for that. But this one is worse than the Britney Spears one. She's not as cute, but it's cute because of what it is. Bloodshed, a movie that I was in, but remember, in that movie, I was a transgender, drug addict, drug dealing prostitute. They gave me everything. I'm like, oh my God. But yeah. Okay, so let me you said so the interaction, abundance. Okay. You said you didn't end up eating the Frosty because you were, yeah. Okay, Peppermint. I totally wasn't thinking that at all, actually. So that's a good call. That is a good call. If you're looking at it from that angle, I would see it that way too. If you coming at it like that, and not only that, I didn't pay for that. And hold on, I skipped over a major thing. Before we went to the hospital, she took my car to a car wash. We got the car wash. She got Rain X for my windshield because when we left, I'm like, oh my God, is it about to rain? I said, if it rains, we may have to pull over because my windshield wipers be tripping and I need to change them. I haven't changed them since my mother, and that she's the one who got those window wipers on there. That she was alive when those got put on there. So that shows you it's been a minute. She said, well, when we did the car wash, I put Rain X. So that means when the rain kind of just rolls off the windshield, and it did start raining, and it was crazy to me. I couldn't believe we were able to still drive. Because I was like, oh God, I was so when it first started, I'm like, oh my God, it's about to start raining. And ultimately, we actually were able to keep driving. Now, it did get to the point where it was coming down a lot, and I was kind of feeling like we should probably pull over, but it was still smooth. And, she was like, oh my God, I really love your car and all this other stuff. And, and so that was good. But anyway, so we get to the barbecue, everybody, and we went first to pick up some beer They were like, you don't have to bring anything. She was like, but I don't want to come empty handed. So we brought 2 cases of beer, Modelo, and something else I forget. So it was nice. And they weren't playing this family. I mean, and they were talking about this turnout was a smaller turnout. I'm like, this is a small turnout for you? He was like, normally we have to have 2 tents outside, A, B, and C. And everybody was like, yep, normally it's. I'm like, so I came on a slow day. This seemed like a lot of people to me. But anyway, and she told me before we got there, she said, now the men in my family, they be roasting, joning, and all this other stuff. So don't take it personal because they don't be giving a fuck and all this other stuff. And she was just trying to give me a warning, right? But in truth, everybody was very kind to me. Nobody said no. At least if they did, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear any jokes. I didn't hear any. As a matter of fact, I played spades with her brother and his wife, and we was getting turned up. Like I was just having a good time. And anyway, let me get to the food real quick. And there's so much I want to say. It was such a big spread. I mean, they had fried fish because it was a fish fry, fried fish, fried chicken, okay, mac and cheese, greens, green beans, coleslaw, brisket. I'm missing stuff, but it was just like it was like an L shape because it was 2 tables put together, but all across that spread was food. And I'm like, and in the beginning, the husband of Miss Sabrina, he gave a speech to the family where it was like, people say, because they're older, it's like, this is his sister's the matriarch, because I guess, I don't know how old she is, but she's older. And then it's me, and then it's this one. And, we always say we only come together when people die. That's the reason why we started this, so that we can meet up once a month as a family to celebrate each other without it being a funeral. I understood that. So I was like, okay. And it was just so hospitable. It was just so hospitable. And then it was like, at one point I took my shoes off. I was dancing. You know me, I'm always dance and do my thing. And of course, people liked my dancing, blah, 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 blah. And they were like, oh my God, you're just so, it was just a lot of positivity. And at one point, the one son to the father, to Miss Sabrina, he had said something like, oh, your shoes are off. Oh, you must be real comfortable. It was kind of coming across like it was maybe going to be shady. But the funny thing about that is everybody was so supportive of me, he dropped it. All the women, because not only that, because me, I'm going to always say my thing. But of course it's like I have common sense. And if I can see that it's not that big a deal, like now that thing in my car that's a full stop. No. But this is like, I'm in your home. And I guess he was taking it like, you're barefoot in the house. It's like, to me, it would be better for me to be barefoot in your house than for me to come in here with shoes. Because if I'm coming in here with the shoes that I just wore all day, that means every place I've been and anything that I stepped in is also coming in your house. So honestly, it seemed to me like what I'm doing, actually, I told him that. I said it nice, but I was like, seemed to me like what I'm doing makes the most sense. Plus, it's like I don't always walk around with no shoes on, but in a scenario like this, I'm like, to me, it's more natural anyway. And then the women were all, it is more natural. I mean, he does have a point. And not only that, like, it ain't bothered. Like, they were just on my side. And it was younger women, older women. They were just, but the men were on my side too. It's not a women thing. It was just, everybody was on my side. And even he was on my side because by the end, he ended up saying, you know what? I'm glad you came. You have good energy. He pounded me. Is that what you call that? Pounded me up or whatever. So, it was all great. And then they were like, oh, are you going to come to our next event? I really hope you do, Miss Sabrina. I was like, Miss Sabrina, I will be here, inshallah, God willing. Of course, before I left, we all helped kind of clean up, not everybody, but most of us. And then it was just really great. Everybody was like, people were on their way out, like, are you coming back again? Are you coming back again? I hope so. I had a great time. I really did. This wasn't even my own family. That's the part that was so crazy to me. I'm like, these people don't even know me. And look how they're acting. Oh, please, do you want some more food? then they're telling me, and I hate that I didn't take advantage of that. I do. Because Miss Thing got herself 4 to-go boxes. And they kept saying, get you some more food, get you some more food. I had 1 plate. And then also I'm like, oh, I don't want to look like I'm going up there for too much food. Overthinking shit when they wanted me to take the food. They did. They wanted me to. I should have got me a plate, loaded it up with some chicken tenders, mac and cheese, baked beans. Give me some dinner rolls. Let me get about 3-4 slices of cake. If we doing it like that, you know what I'm saying? They really, that was their whole thing. They were like, no, please we have the to-go boxes. They provided to-go boxes. And I just was like feeling like I didn't want to be greedy in these people home. And they were just like, no, go eat. And then everybody was just so, then all her brothers came. My neighbor, she got 3 brothers. And they all came. They were all very nice to me. The one that played spades, he's the most fun. But the one brother, come to find out, he's a DJ. I didn't think that was the right time to really kind of be like, oh, and kind of get into that. But in my mind, I'm like, I don't know what Allah is trying to do here. But somehow I feel like that means something. She's like, yeah, he be DJing in all these different clubs around town. I'm like, okay, I'm going to let that breathe for a second. Because I don't know. I don't want to just, I got to come with something like, I have to have an idea and I got to think about it. So he brought a hookah and he brought the pieces and he let me do the hookah. Like nobody was being like, he's gay, he's weird. There was this Mexican guy there who was from New York. He might've been Puerto Rican, who knows? But it was like when I started dancing, then people started getting up to dance and it was just turning more to a party. And when I was talking about, he said, that's how you dance. I'm from New York. I know, I know. That's how you dance. I'm like, in other words, he was saying that's how it's like, that's how you're supposed to do it. Like, and you know what I'm saying? And then in other words, when you're feeling good, you're doing it. It makes other people, because by the end, people were dancing. It was like, it was a fun thing. But I was almost like the way how they had the lights set up. I'm like, do y'all be having performances back here? Because they had the lights, like these lights on the fence that kind of look like, I don't want to say concert lights, but they kind of did. I'm like, what is this for? Is this like just so that when it's a party out here, it just looks like a party or do? But then he was explaining to me something like, oh, I could have sworn I heard him say something like, I want a performance area. But maybe I overheard that. Maybe I wanted to hear that. I don't know. But I mean, he had the whole thing. I'm like, y'all do this every month? Y'all make this much food once a month? It had all these people come out. I mean, they had the cars are parked everywhere. Around the front, around the back. It was very pleasing. I was very pleased with that. And we ended up getting my neighbor a cute date, which I hope she doesn't blow it up, because I'm like, girl, you already starting. I'm already seeing what your problem is. I overthink things too, but you don't need to overthink this. Just don't overthink it, because that could be a cute situation for you. Like, even if it's just fun, he could be your husband. She said, now, if we end up getting married, then you got to give a toast. I'm like, duh. Girl, I introduced you to your husband. I'm not giving a toast. Girl, please. And of course, my toast is going to be classy. I'm not going to get up there talking stupid like you see in the movies. I'm not going to take too much time. If I give a story, it's going to be a good story. It's going to make sense. And it's going to be good. Honey, you don't have me do a speech. Something's off. You know what I'm saying? I hope so. I like shit like that. And she's a good woman. So I figure if he's a good man, that don't necessarily mean he have to be your man, but he could be. We don't know. We won't know until we see what's up. So I'm like, girl, yes. And shit, we can invite this dude out. Like, but I'm like, but then, excuse me. After that, she was like, what kind of guys do you like? Because we were talking about that. And I'm like, girl, I'm more like you. Because she's like, oh, I would date white, and I'm like, girl, I would date whoever I want. No one could tell me anything. I'll date whoever I please. So, and I don't care whose opinion feels what about what. If it turns out that I end up with a white man, fine. Indian, fine. Black, fine. Italian, Jew, there's no person that anyone could tell me, oh, is this for me? The FedEx? Who is she for? They were like, where are you from? You are not from here. I'm like, I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, originally. I was working on my new resume this morning before I went live. It's like I'm all over the place in a good way, I think. Applying to jobs, updating resumes, keeping the rooms updated, marketing, promoting. And that's the other thing. This lady, I can't do it. I be trying to help, but then it's like, I don't want that. She coming in here with it's too much. It's too much. I don't think I can make that work. That's 5 people. No, I just don't think I can make that work. I'm trying to think. She's talking about 6 months. I could make it work. But 6 months is a long time. I don't know if I feel like enduring that. And then these children, 10, 12, and 6. I mean, that's old enough to like have a grip on things, but let me see. We'll see what Olaf says. Because it's going to be too cramped. But I need to apply for this airport job because that's what she told me. She said, my niece worked at the airport and she could barely keep a job. They blah, 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 blah. She was telling me all this stuff about basically, girl, you need to apply at the airport. I can do that. Girl, I can ride my car right to the train station and ride the train right on down. Sure could. I don't, at this point, I don't give a fuck. Although, and she said she's making $20 an hour. I would even be okay with making $10 an hour. It's not really the money for me. It's not like, I just need to have, like, it is the money, but it's not. Like, I'm not looking for like, oh, I need the job with the highest paying amount. I need a job that I can do, that I feel like is not going to disrupt my peace. That is going to allow me to kind of get ahead, but I don't need to get rich off this job. Like I have other things that will make me money, but I just need to have stability first. And then I can, you keep telling me I have an email. Okay, thank you. I'm like, there is no email here. Okay. But that's my best offer I can offer her. If it don't work for you, it don't work, and I can respect that. General manager, what does that mean? Full-time overnight shift, night shift, day shift, Monday to Friday. Bitch, in Ohio, why are you sending me shit for Ohio, honey? Sweetheart, what is this about? Send me for jobs where I am. Like, huh? No. Okay, full-time 8-hour shifts, weekends as needed. Girl, I don't even give a fuck. I'm just gonna apply anyway. Which resume is this? Okay. Okay. Go ahead and send that for this one. Please list 2 to 3 days and time ranges you can do an interview. Day. Weekday time. Anytime between 8 a.m. 9 p.m. Monday between 8. Let's do that. Monday between 8 and 12. Time zone. Yes. Do you have yes? How many years of customer service do you have? Let's say 15, bitch. It's about that. How many years of property leasing do you have? I'll say 4. They put that in automatically, so good. Will you be able to relocate? It doesn't apply because I already live here. Will you? Yes. Bitch, I can sell an apartment, honey. Especially if I have the tools, bitch, I can sell an apartment. Believe me. Yeah. You've never seen an apartment sell as quickly. You know what I'm saying? That's how I took it, at least. No, Peppermint, I like that. Oh, I remember this. Now, this right here, bitch. This was this what you're posting. I remember this. There was a girl on YouTube who used to do her makeup like this. And to me, it was like at first when I came across her, I thought it was a joke. But then maybe it didn't take me long to realize she was serious. And she was giving tutorials on how to do her makeup, like what you see in this picture. So this picture is me spoofing that girl. I remember that. Certain things, as soon as I see it, I know exactly what that is because I remember that. Because I'm like, her makeup, you think that looks crazy? That's, and the truth is, this don't, by comparison to how she was looking, to me, this is a compliment. It looked awful. It really did. And she used to be up there. The thing about your lip gloss, when you want to get your lip gloss to really, like, she's really talking like she's giving you a tip. You know, the mistake that people make when it comes to foundation, I'm like, all we got to do to look at the mistake is see what you did. That's the mistake. Like, I just thought it was goofy. And then some kind of way, how I think I found out about her, maybe I'm trying to remember, how did she come into my thing? I think it was, she was like, also, here's another thing with her. She was like this like crazy Christian girl. So it was like, I think she left me a comment like, oh, you should repent now and you might could still make it. She just said something to me where it was like, you need to repent. And I know they're telling you it's okay, but this is not okay. And gay is not okay, whatever she said. So when I saw her, I clicked onto her page because I was looking at her thumbnail. I'm like, let me see what she's giving. And then that's when I saw all the videos and I was like, oh, hell no, bitch. Can't no bitch looking like this tell me anything. You look like you're already in hell. Then that's when I started spoofing this bitch. Because I'm like, no. Those are the blog TV days. That probably was a blog TV. Back then they used to have it too where they could take snapshots. That was probably, it had to be because I remember that very well. Yes, I do. Were you emotional in a good way, constantly hearing your mom's name? Yeah, it was good. Because it was like, when they were talking about her, it was like she was in the kitchen. And it just, and in my mind, I kept like thinking of it like, because they were just like, oh yeah, I did it. That's Sabrina's. It was just like she was alive. They'll be like, to keep hearing your mom's name and especially talking in the present. Like, I'm like, and when the woman had made all that food, especially them cakes specifically, my mother was very big on, okay, you got to make the cake from literal scratch. She talking about even making the frosting from scratch. I was like, girl, please. But people loved her cakes, and so did I. But see, my mother was, I would say this lady cake probably did taste better than my mom's cake, but that's because my mom was not a full-on professional with that. She only really got into that because of that restaurant. But for the time that she got into it, she really got into it and was very, right away was like, well, I want to feed people the best ingredients from scratch. And then that's when she started thinking like that. She'd been thinking like that, but when it came to serving other people, then she really started thinking the food got to be fresh. It got to be, you know, because that's how she felt. She felt like that's how I want someone to feed me, you know. So anyway, but the point is I remember her thinking like that about that cake. And so when I saw the cake and I'm like, did you make the cake too? Then I was really thinking it was my mom. Like, you know, and it was just the way. And then how she hugged me at the end, how everybody was, even the men hugged me. Everybody was just very friendly with me. Are you coming back? Please come back. Please bring him back again. I'm like, girl, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not remembering a moth knocking me off the road, boo. Sometimes I think y'all take, maybe that was a story that I just don't remember, but sometimes I do think that y'all take stories that were real for me. And this is how like stories become like larger than life, because I'm like, when did I say a moth? It hit me in the head and I flew off the road. That just sounds like one of the stories of legend. Now it could be true. I would have to really think about it, but I do not remember that offhand. And it seems like hyperbole to me. At least for right now, I'd have to really think about it because I can't imagine a moth knocking me off the road, but it could have happened. I'd have to really think about it though. With me, stuff like that could happen, but right offhand, I'm like, that doesn't sound right. No, I don't remember that story. I remember a lot of stories with my scooter, but not that one. I remember the time I flew off my scooter and flew into a ditch. That to me, when she's saying that, that's what she's saying It's making me think about the time I flew off the road into a ditch. Well, sweetheart, respectfully, girl, it's not a matter of let. I can do as I please. And to me, it's not that big a deal. So I'm not going to hop into the archives because I really don't care that much. You know, respectfully, to where it's like, if you're saying it happened, I'll just take it on a good authority since I'm going to imagine you really did see the videos but I don't remember that. Not right offhand. You would have to give me more details because that's not ringing a single bell. Now, I did fly off my scooter and go off road, but it wasn't because of a moth. It was because I had gone grocery shopping and it was stupid of me to do. I had gotten some dog food and it was too big a bag. So I had to put it on the bottom of the floor. And what it was is I probably would have made it home, but I was like, oh, are my keys? Like I started looking for something. And anyway, the point is my knees were too high up because the dog food was underneath them. And I lost control, flew onto the sidewalk, went into a ditch. And if I remember correctly, I didn't have any serious injuries. So it was a blessing. Like it was just stupid for me to do. You said that's an amazing connection through a neighbor, right? I love this for you. Especially DJ Brother Event Space Backyard. Right. It was just everything was kind of feeling interesting to me. And it was definitely making me think Selena, because in my mind, I'm thinking the feeling that I had was the feeling that I saw on the show on the TV show of Selena, when the father was trying to get their career off the ground. And he started with, okay, your daughter's getting married, I hear. You know what I'm saying? He was just trying to get them to perform at weddings and backyard barbecues. It was giving me that. It was making me feel like, in my mind, I feel like I was imagining, I could see Selena performing back here as a young girl. I could see this would be the type of thing she would have came to perform at. Now I remember that, and the weirdo inside the gas station. I remember that. I'm not remembering this moth. But honestly, at this point, I'm over it because I really don't care. To where I'm really gonna sit here like trying to rack my brain about it. It's fine. Like I'm not gonna. I don't see myself spending 30 minutes to figure out. Hold on a second. Application has been submitted. Perf. Practice interviewing for this role. Sure. That's actually kind of cool. Let me do a full 10-minute. Girl, okay, allow. Let's see. Why not?
Welcome to your mock interview. I'll be asking you a few questions. Answer like you would in a real interview. It should take about 10 to 15 minutes. If I pause, I'm just thinking or taking notes. Feel free to take your time or ask me to repeat, rephrase, or skip a question. Let's start with the first interview question. Could you tell me a bit about your professional background?
Yes, I've been for the last few years working in property management, which entails everything from marketing, promoting, contractual paperwork, leasing and whatnot, maintenance and repair when it applies and is available, and a lot of things in between. But I would say, for the most part, where this job is concerned, my wheelhouse of skills is definitely going to be in the property management arena. I've been doing that for a while and I really enjoy the work. And so that's what brought me here. So that's a little bit about my background.
Thanks for sharing that overview of your work in property management. You mentioned various responsibilities like marketing, leasing, and maintenance. Could you elaborate on a specific project or task in this area where you had measurable success or made a significant impact?
Absolutely. So, for example, I have to stage the rooms, make them look appropriate for any potential tenant that may be, prospective tenant that may be interested in the property. In addition to that, with the volume and getting occupancies filled, we have to create a mailing system. Well, this helps us to keep the mail organized, and we label the rooms, okay, da 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 da,
Front door.
room zero, mailbox zero, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Hola, so forth and so on. Sorry, that was a friend just walked in. And so far, those are the things that I've done that have had results. You know what I'm saying, in terms of making things move smoother. I gave you two examples. One example of the mechanics on the inside, things that are being done to make things move smoother internally, so that things are internally sound. But then also the things that are going to attract people. So once they get here, things are moving smooth, but also to just bring them in the first place with respect to the marketing, which is a major part of this business.
Thanks for explaining those examples. Staging rooms and organizing mail to improve operations and attract tenants. Could you share how you measured the success of these efforts? For instance, did you track occupancy rates or tenant feedback?
Sure. So with my new, initially I had one tenant. We implemented these marketing strategies, and at this date, we're up to, well, we had three. Now we have two. But the point is I can absolutely see how, in me doing staging, refreshing, giving the description a facelift, uh, tinkering with the platforms in terms of sales. So for example, we also have different sales that I'll put on where I knock $50 off, $100 off. And these things are, things that we can track and see. So yes, we definitely have kept track. And I run a small operation here, but these are still things that we can track and see from this point to this point. Where has the growth, where have we saw growth? What's working, what's not working? You know what I'm saying? But you have to have a plan, implement that plan, and then give it time to see if it can grow legs and if it can breathe and if actually it's making sense. You know what I'm saying? But you can't abandon a plan right away. You got to first give it an opportunity to breathe. And so far, I'm pleased to say that it's small growth, but it's growth, and that counts. So there you have it.
Thanks for elaborating on how you tracked growth and the importance of following through on plans. Next, I'd like to discuss your experience working with customers in a fast-paced environment. Could you tell me about that?
Absolutely. Well, what I didn't mention before is that I also have an extensive sales background as well. I've worked everywhere from Old Navy to PetSmart to Publix to Walmart to Starship. And in each one of those arenas, I had to deal with people all along the way. I am very front facing. I'm very comfortable dealing with people. That is probably one of my best assets, attributes with respect to this industry. The sales aspect of it and dealing with people and just knowing tone and reading the room, which is very important. So very extensive, to keep it simple, very extensive when it comes to front facing customer experience, dealing with people face to face. That's more my wheelhouse, probably more than a lot of other things, but I'm great at a lot. That would be one of them, dealing with people, customer service.
You mentioned an extensive sales background with roles that involved front-facing customer interaction, highlighting your skill in reading the room and tone. Could you elaborate on a specific situation where you managed a challenging customer in a fast-paced environment and how you handled it?
Hmm. Let me ponder. Okay, well, here's an example. With this business that I'm doing, renting rooms, property management, you get a lot of interesting uh, stories with respect to people's lives and things that they're doing. Uh, I had a case where there was a woman. Now, this didn't work out, but that's beside the point. It's the point that we had a situation, we had to create a solution, and I stepped in. So what it is she needed to be in by a certain time. So I expedited, the packing because I was still working on the room that she wanted. I had to expedite the packing. I had to bring movers in, get the storage unit, and all of this. I met my deadline. Now, the issue is ultimately it was coming down to she just didn't fit the culture of the house. It wasn't a good fit. But what I think is important to understand is I showed up, I did the work, and ultimately we did have a solution with respect to the initial issue of availability. That she wasn't a good fit overall and it didn't work out is okay. That's good. That when you're in business, that's a part of it. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. But I think seeing that she had a kid, she was a mother, she had a situation, she needed to quickly be in a space. I was able to bring all that into material. We were able to materialize that, have the room available, have everything ready for her. But in the end, it's just, it wasn't a good fit. And I would say, as sidebar, I'm really good with crisis management as well. So in her case, it was a crisis she was dealing with. But it's only so much you can do. Ultimately, the people have a responsibility to come and bring the proper energy and the proper respect and understanding of here's the rules, here's what, you know what I'm saying? And that's part of property management. But in terms of dealing with the complex situation that a resolution was brought, I would say that was a situation. It was a multi-tier situation because ultimately I had to rush to get the room ready, and then ultimately it didn't work out, but the work still had to be done. And that's another thing. I show up. You know what I'm saying? I like to deal with issues expeditiously, as quickly as we can get it done, knock it out, move it out the way. Again, in that case, it didn't work out, but that was an issue of culture. Culturally, it wasn't a good fit for the culture of the house, and what we're trying to do wasn't a good fit. So we had to move forward without the young lady.
Thank you for sharing that detailed example of managing a challenging customer situation and how you handled it with urgency and care. Next, I'd like to discuss your marketing experience. How has your marketing background helped you attract interest from potential customers?
That has been probably the lifeline to my business. Anything that I do, any success that I have with this business is as a result of the marketing and the way that I put forth and promote the business. Everything from social media to word of mouth, to virtual tour videos that really, for people who are out of state, which I've had a number of, and aren't readily available to take a tour, um, they're able to still take the tour from the comfort of their home, from Nebraska, wherever they're coming from, by way of that virtual tour. So the marketing has been one of the critical pieces to my business and has absolutely heralded results as a result of me putting in the work there first. And I wouldn't even say necessarily first, but when the time came, because first we have to bring the house where it needs to be. But once the house is where it needs to be, the marketing is that's the lifeline. It doesn't make a difference how nice it is if people don't know it's available. So marketing is integral for sure, for sure.
You emphasize that marketing is a lifeline for your business, including social media, word of mouth, and virtual tours. Could you describe a specific marketing campaign or tactic you used that generated noticeable interest or results?
Absolutely. Back to that virtual tour. I mean, that was something that I didn't have in place before. And when people would reach out to me, I didn't really have something for them. So it was necessary to create that video so that people would have access, even if they weren't located in the area. By doing that, and again, so far that's a newer thing that I've done, but I've noticed that the interest, because I put it in my promotion that we do have virtual tours available. And as a result, I've gotten a lot more interest and a lot more activity around those available rooms. So I would definitely use the video marketing campaign as a great example of things that we're using and or doing to bring people in, for sure.
Thanks for that example of using virtual tours in your marketing. Let's dive into the next area. Could you tell me about a time you used software to track work or results?
Absolutely. I use AI to kind of go through a lot of uh, the paperwork. Not only that, but also the marketing. I get a lot of help in that area. There's a lot of software that I would like to learn more about, but as of now, I'm getting a lot of help from AI with respect to my marketing um, and other avenues or areas that may reflect my business. But for sure, AI, there's a lot more that I would like to and need to learn. But as it stands today, I would say that's a major part of the tech that I'm using to track.
You mentioned using AI software to help with paperwork and marketing. Could you elaborate on a specific tool or system you used and what results you tracked or achieved with it?
Well, just to, in to keep it plain, simple and plain, I will say Chat GPT, and she's helped me with leases. You know what I'm saying, which are critical. Creating leases. Um, I'll have different campaigns that I do, and the AI will do an overview of what I put to see if it's because they know how I want to come. I want it to be strong. I want it to be accurate. I want it to reflect the business. And then running it through, okay, how is this looking? And then once we have, of course, because I'm working with the AI, they understand, okay, we had one occupancy. I think at one point we had four. Who was the four? Oh, you know what it was? It just felt like four because it was a couple. Never mind. We had three. So of course we're tracking all that and we're seeing, okay, in 2026 is when we broke that ceiling. You know what I'm saying? So we're able to understand exactly when that came about and really the reasons why, which would be the marketing, the promotions, and really the angle that we're coming at it. So AI has really helped me track all that. And specifically, we can say Chat GPT. Not That's not the only thing I use, but that is one of the things I use. And then also, it's, because I'm so descriptive of what I'm saying, of course we're keeping track of, okay, well, we started here with one and now we're over here with three. That's easy to track. And if I was in a bigger business where it's 500 people, those results would be a lot more dramatic. And not only that, that's one of the blessings about getting hired on into a company that already has these things in place. I have the mindset, but I don't have all the tools. If I had the tools, if I had the team, oh, we'd have this in the bag. I'm doing all this primarily on my own. And so if I can do this on my own with just Chat GPT and Gemini and whatever else that I'm using, with the backing of a company such as the one that I'm applying for, I could do that in my sleep because I'd have the assistance, I'd have the help. When I put in a call and say, hey, we need maintenance, maintenance is what we're going to get. You see what I'm saying?
Thanks for explaining your use of AI tools like ChatGPT to track leases and occupancy growth. Next, could you describe a time you handled a frustrated customer and still reached a good outcome?
Let me think about that. I feel one thing about me is the piece of the property is very important. So typically, that's paramount for me. If it's not peaceful, I don't really search for too many solutions. It's more, if it's not working, it's not working. We try to find peaceful solutions, but if it's not working, it's not working. And I'd rather lose a tenant for the survival of the other two or three or however number we are than to disrupt the majority for a minority. If I had to pick an example uh, of dealing with a customer, um, the truth is, I really don't have any example right offhand of a time where it was a frustrated customer that it didn't work. or where it was a peaceful resolution and it was all this other stuff. Because the truth is, if I see up front it's not working, I let it go. I think that's healthier to do than to try to usher something in that you can see is not working. And because this is a private business and it's not like a 300-person business, I have more freedom to do that. And it's my personal home in this business that I'm doing. So it's more important for me to right up front understand these problems so that I can decide if it's something that makes sense or not. Which more often than not, if it's a situation where the person is coming in with a bunch and they're coming in that way, I typically will cut the losses early on so we can make room for people that will be a better fit for what it is that I'm trying to do. So I don't think I answered that directly, which I apologize, but that's the truthful answer.
Thank you for your honesty about handling customer situations by prioritizing a peaceful environment and recognizing when not to pursue a resolution further. Could you share an example where you engaged with a frustrated customer and made efforts to resolve their concern, even if the outcome was challenging?
Sure. Now that I can do. Absolutely. Well, I had a tenant. We had some issues with the heating and cooling, AC, the central air. So what I did was I invested in a AC unit, and we put the AC unit in the room. Now, for the person that I'm thinking in particular, for them, that still wasn't good enough. They felt that the AC should be working, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But again, we don't have a maintenance team, and that's a $15,000 repair. So that wasn't in the budget. The best that I could do was to offer a solution of the AC unit. The bill might go up for the electricity, but I can afford a $50 price hike over a $15,000 drop to get that repaired. And it would be $35,000 to get it brand new. So it was just too much money. But the point is I, out of my own pocket, bought the unit, installed the unit, and but it still wasn't to their liking, which is fine with me because again, that's back to that peace. I'm not gonna have my peace disturbed. If I can fix the issue, it will be fixed. If I can make it better, I'll make it better. But if I know that I've done all that I can do, and there sincerely is no other option, then I make peace with that, and I'm okay with that. And not only was I okay with it, I still am okay with it because again, we're working with a very tight budget, and we're really, I would say, we're working miracles with the budget that we have. And again, just imagine with the resources, what could be done. That AC would have been fixed if we had the maintenance crew. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, that was a time where there was a problem, and the person in question was still not pleased.
Thanks for sharing that example of handling a frustrated tenant by offering a practical solution within budget limits. How would you respond if a prospect compared your property to a competitor?
That would be fine with me. It's for me, the way I view it is I'm working on my business. I'm not concerned with what anybody else has going on. With respect to the comparison, I would say the only thing where that makes sense is just to understand the market. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, how much are people charging for their rooms market wise? But in terms of, oh, this house has a pool, your house doesn't. This house, it doesn't make a difference. I'm doing the best that I can. I have priorities in terms of what we need to address first. And I don't have the Joneses effect, where I feel like, oh, if this person has it, I have to have it too. And I need to keep up with what they've got going on. Never had that issue. And I don't intend on developing that problem now. In terms of comparison, that's fine. It's something that I'll just let roll off my back because this is the property we have. This is what I have available. And this is what it is. If there's something that works better for you, I would encourage you to do what's best for you. If you feel there's a better property, that's what you should do. We want people that are going to be a good fit, who are going to do well here and who are going to be an asset to the property. You know what I'm saying? Whether you, and that would be anything. If I was doing property management somewhere else, you want to bring in tenants, people who are going to rent from this location, who are going to be good for the property, who are going to be pleasant, who people, it's going to be a joy to see them. Like you want it, it's going to be when you see people who have energy and you see that and you like their energy, you don't, it's just, it's encouraging. It makes people feel like, oh, okay, this place has good energy, a good, youthful, modern, whatever the vibe is. But you, the point is, you want it to be authentic, you want it to be sincere, and you want it to feel good. You don't want to be uh, stuck around a bunch of people who are paying, yes, but have bad attitudes, bring a bad morale to the property, and bad juju, bad energy. So it's, to me, it's more about getting the right people in place, good energy who are going to have their rent on time, people who are dependable, people who are respectful, who are going to respect the units, the property, whatever the case may be, whatever it is that we're renting. And yeah, there's, so those are some key things. You know what I'm saying? Because if, okay, somebody comes in here is totally irresponsible, not going to respect the property, but they have the down payment, they can afford it, but they're not going to take care of the property. And then in the end, we're going to have all these complaints from surrounding neighbors. Oh, they're playing music till 3 a.m. Oh, they're doing this, or they're doing that. All these complaints. These are things that you want to try to discern in the beginning. You can never really fully know, but you just kind of want to keep an eye out for. You can kind of get a sense of what people are like. Maybe not all the time, but a lot of the time.
I hear you about focusing on your own property strengths and the importance of good tenant fit and positive energy. Could you clarify how you would respond directly to a prospect who explicitly compares your property to a competitor's?
You said, let me see, make sure I'm understanding. Can you clarify how I would respond? To me, I'm not sure what the response would be other than, okay, congratulations. I mean, what is it for me to say? I don't feel the need to have to defend. I love this property, the current property that I'm managing. I love this property. It's nothing for me to defend. If in fact there is a better fit for you, I would beseech you to go where it makes more sense. That's my response. You know, I'll be pleasant about it, but I think, to me, I want people who fit here and I want the people who are here to fit. It needs to go both ways. It's not just about filling the rooms. I find it's more of a methodical thing, and it's more than just the money. And I think in the bigger picture, any person that brings me onto their team is going to see that as an asset and is going to respect the fact that they're getting high quality tenants, not just people who can pay the bill. Because if you look in as a bigger picture, there's more things than just paying the rent. There's taking care of the property. There's how you treat people, how do you respect your neighbors? You know what I'm saying? And in a situation where you're living in an apartment, it's a lot of other factors that we're looking into, you know, to make sure that you're a good fit for the culture of the property in question. So it's, I'm not really sure what I need to say to that. Oh, you saw another property? Was it better than mine? If I'm being straight with you, I really couldn't care less because I'm running my race. I'm focused on what I'm doing, and there really is no response to that. Uh, that I think would maybe satisfy you because I'm not a person that is going to compare myself to someone else like, oh, their thing is better than mine or whatever it might be. Because you're saying comparing my property in what way? In what way are they comparing the property? Price wise, are they trying to stay competitive? Now, if that's the case, see, I would need for you to clarify, my love. If you're asking me, okay, if they come to you and say, okay, if you're charging 1,000, this other place is charging 950. Okay, now that's more of a negotiation tactic. If we're asking about negotiations, then that's a different thing. And I am open to negotiations, but negotiations it's gonna be fair to both parties involved, and it's gonna be something to where it still fits business needs. I'm not going to negotiate myself down to where you're basically, it's like I'm not making any money. We're not having any success. Do you see what I'm saying? So in the end, I absolutely need to come out on top for the business, but I would like for the people who are here, everybody should be winning. Myself, the business, the tenants, everybody should be winning if we're doing this right. And so that's my goal. My goal is to make sure that everybody wins So if you being here with me is not a winning move for you, then it's the wrong move to be making. That's how I respond to that. If you coming here, you can see how you can join the what I already have going on and what we have going on with the current tenants that are here, and you're a good fit for that, then I would encourage you to apply and to move forward with us. But it's not going to be a situation where we're contorting and trying, oh, well, this person, they're doing this, so we need to have this too. No, no.
Thanks for clarifying your approach to prospect comparisons and emphasizing fit over competition. Let's move to the next question. Could you walk me through how you would manage several prospect follow-ups in one day?
Oh, absolutely. I would 100% be making contact with all of the follow ups. We're making contact. My first thing would be first, let's shoot off an email so that they have it in their mailbox. But I'm also going to call to let them know, hello, you came to the property earlier today. We had a great time, really enjoyed your energy. I sent your paperwork or whatever. I'm just making this up. Whatever it is, I sent it to you via email. So that's waiting for you. And I'm just leaving you this voicemail so that you know to be looking out for it. You know what I'm saying? And from that point, and all of the clients will be getting that. So everybody's getting their email, everybody's getting a complimentary phone call. If I don't hear back from them at a certain time, I'll already have that in my mind. Say if I sent it in the morning of Monday, by Tuesday afternoon, we'll be sending out another email. And I think that that's enough because, again, we're looking for quality and for people that are dependable and people who are serious. So my thing is first of all, we do a good job in when they come and do the tour. And then they love the property, they want to sleep on it. Okay, let them sleep on it. But we massage the conversation by sending off that complimentary email, let them know, thank them for their time. Thank you so much for coming through. We really appreciate you spending the time to come and look at our property, whatever the case may be. Below is some more is some information, whatever the case may be, whatever it is. But I would absolutely be contacting them and also placing a phone call, leaving a voicemail to let them know that we did follow up, whatever the case may be, and to be looking out for that. You know what I'm saying? But that's my way. Email, phone call. And then we follow up on the next day, probably mid-afternoon. We may even replicate. Do another email, do another phone call. Perhaps. Might be overkill. Maybe we just need to do the phone call on the second day without the email. You know what I'm saying? And then for example, if they call me back and say, hey, got the phone call and the voicemail, but I can't see the email. Did you check your spam? If you checked their spam already, I'll resend it. Give me one moment. While I have you on the line, let's get that out there. Boom, it's sent. Did you receive it? Like, I want to be very involved so that people don't feel like this is just a business transaction. I think that that's part of the problem. This is people's lives. And I think the thing that's going to separate me from a lot of other people coming up against for this position is going to be the fact that for me, it's a holistic approach where we got to take into consideration the person's needs, where they're coming from, how they're going to be into a fit with what we have going on, and how that looks. You know what I'm saying? It's not just, okay, here's a person who got some money, let's put them into a unit. I think you're setting yourself up for a lot of problems when you do it that way. You're looking for energy. But don't get me wrong, if we see a person, they're a good fit, whether I like the person or not, the paperwork qualifies, whatever the case, go ahead, get your unit. But I'm letting you know that what's going to separate me from a lot of people is that I'm looking to bring in quality people if I can help it, who are going to be with us, who we can retain, meaning they do their 2 years, they want to renew. Why? Because we have community events that I'm throwing, wine downs that we're doing, little pizza party, pool parties. Honey, we're going to have the property lit, but we're going to make sure that we do it within the guidelines and the parameters of what's appropriate. And we want to make sure that people are happy, comfortable, and want to stay on the property. You get what I'm saying? So it's definitely more involved than just renting out rooms.
Thanks for walking me through your thoughtful approach to managing multiple prospect follow-ups in a day. With that in mind, how do you qualify a prospect before recommending an apartment?
Can you clarify that? What do you mean? How do I qualify a prospect before recommending an apartment? Can you clarify that question, please?
Sure, I can clarify that. When I ask how you qualify a prospect before recommending an apartment, I mean, what key factors or criteria do you consider about the prospect to determine if a particular apartment would be a good fit for them? What do you look for during that qualification process?
Sure. Well, there's a few contingencies. Are they single? Are they partnered? Do they have children? Do they have pets? Are they working remote? Are they traveling for work? Do you understand what I'm saying? Are they disabled? This all of these things come into question because if they're disabled, I'm not recommending a third floor apartment. You see what I'm saying? If they have a bunch of kids, I'm not referring a third floor apartment to be having the kids running over everybody's heads. Are they Section 8? Are they working a full-time job? Do they have help? Like there's a lot of qualifications. Depending on the area and the expense of the area, say if the apartment is $2,000, okay, and I can see that you're working at McDonald's, well, you're not making enough to live here. Not That's not a negative thing. That's just literally black and white on paper. You see what I'm saying? There's just very basic things. How much money are you bringing in? Are you bringing in it alone? Do you have children? Do you have animals? Do you have disabilities? You see what I'm saying? I would even take it down to if it's a man versus a woman, the apartment placement is different. For the safety of the woman, for her peace of mind, there's elements in there that you think about that I think a lot of people probably don't think about, but maybe you should. And I think that prospective tenants will be very grateful that you put that type of thought into making sure that they are in a unit that they're comfortable in and feel safe in. So that's important to me. Hope that answered the question.
Thanks, that answered my question. Let's dive into the next one.
Oh my God.
Thank you for your detailed response about qualifying prospects. Moving on, what steps do you take to keep leasing records accurate and complete?
I have all the records in my safe filing cabinet, plus I have copies of all my leases in a digital file. So I need to get some ink. Normally, what I do, all my leases are printed off, signed, filed away. Plus, I have a copy of that same lease. I'll take a picture, whatever the case is, and then I put that in my digital file. Should anything ever happen to my files. So we have digital as well as a physical paper trail of all leases involved.
Thanks for explaining your method for keeping leasing records both physically and digitally secure. Let's dive into another key responsibility. Could you describe how you would prepare a unit to make a strong first impression?
Absolutely. That's where staging comes in. The staging is critical. So you want to make sure that you put it in such a way that they can envision themselves living there. You want it to feel comfortable. You want it to feel warm. You want them to walk in and feel like they already live there. That's kind of the entire point of staging. So they don't have to work so much in the mental to imagine themselves in the space. They walk in, they see the dining table, they see the kitchen, they see the bathroom, and all the towels hanging, the table placements, the curtains, and they're imagining what life for them might be like in this space. So that's what I do. I stage the rooms, make them look pleasant, and make it to where they can walk in and imagine themselves already being in the space.
That staging perspective really highlights your attention to creating a welcoming environment. For the final question, is there anything important we haven't touched on that you'd like to mention?
I think the thing about me that we haven't maybe really talked too much about, but it's important to me that you know, is that this isn't just a job for me. I actually really do care. We all have to earn a living. We all have to survive. But I want to do work that I feel is fulfilling, that I think I can actually make a difference and actually be an asset and contribute in some way. And with this, property management, running properties, etc., that's a way that I know not only do I have the ability, the talent to do the job, but I have the care that is required to do it successfully and to do it in a way that the tenants in question will feel appreciated and will feel that their business is appreciated. It's not just a transaction. We're glad you're here. We don't just put anybody here so that you're here. We really want you here, and we want you happy. We want you comfortable within reason, and that's important, that you hire people that care about the position and want to do well in the position. And I believe if that's really what you want to do, that's what you'll do. You'll do good because that's really what you want to do. So those are my thoughts. That I care. I'm well within my wheelhouse with this position. I have the background. I have the know-how. I'm great with people. Know how to deal with people. Know how to stay within the parameters. Set rules, keep rules. Develop processes that can bring people in. You get what I'm saying? And the great thing about getting this job would be that I would have the resources to really bring all of this into fruition for the company, for the tenants, and ultimately for myself and what I'm trying to do for my career. So those are my thoughts, my love. Thank you so much.
I appreciate your heartfelt response about caring deeply in this line of work. You've completed the mock interview. Nice work. Let's take a moment to review how you did.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. Leasing agent, thumbs up, good. Okay. Overall feedback. You gave clear effort and answered most questions, but your responses were often repetitive, overly long, and sometimes hard to follow. Tighten each question or answer into simple situation. Okay, that's fair. To be fair, I felt like you were asking me a lot of the same questions or questions that were similar. Um, but I hear her. I'll take a screenshot so I can remember this. I think that's a useful note. But she still said I did a good job though. So, oh, were they gonna say that I could save this? Oh, add to a quick note. Um, I'd like to put this on my files if I can. More. Well, all right. Forget it. You show real experience in property management, leasing, marketing, and tenant screening, which fits the role well. To strengthen your answers, more concrete metrics, tools, and outcomes. And be careful to keep screening criteria job related and compliance so your expertise feels more polished. Speech insights, words per minute. You spoke quickly at times, which can make it harder for interviews to keep up. 178 words per minute. Try adding small pauses between thoughts. Okay. How do you qualify for lieutenant? Your responses need more professional, real, no, hold on, professional job related structures. Start with objective criteria like income, occupancy needs. This is good. Okay. They should have it to where I can, I don't, can I save this? This is AI interview feature is for practice only and may make mistakes. That's fine. They have a lot of information on here and I really would like to go through it, but yeah, she doesn't play that automatically, so I have to read it. I don't see a button where she plays. Yeah, I don't see a button that has audio, which they should. They normally would. But maybe she figured it's too long for her to read all this because there is a lot of information on here. It goes into, I guess they're saying these are the areas that can be improved. Tell me a bit about your professional background. Tell me a bit about time software. Okay, this I knew that was gonna be a problem. Describe a time you handled a frustrated customer. Okay, strong answer. Okay, so these are the could be improved. Here's the strong ones. They're saying, tell me about your experience working with customers in fast-paced environments. Strong answer. How's your marketing background help you attract interest in customers? You make your point well. Okay. Walk me through how you would manage several prospective follow-ups in a day. Strong answer. What steps do you take to keep leads? Okay. So I got more strong answers than could be improved. And overall, they said it was, you can't see that good. So that's that. You said, doo but trolls don't know that mother can't see their comments because she's busy. But yeah, you're right. I definitely, He's right. High quality tenants, one high quality property will keep modeling shows like Ace and Tumble Drives. The GPT is stuck on stupid asking the same questions. She, child. Hold on, let me see this one. Okay, this one is cute. Even is this like a Lady Gaga one? I like it. Now this sombrero, I love the hair. Even the hair, I love. The whole thing is good. This one, you made like 3 today. This one's the best one for today. That first one, that Britney Spears one, not my favorite. That one, it wasn't even wrong. I just didn't like it. It wasn't wrong though. And then you did another one before this one. I don't remember what it was, but what was it? I don't know. I didn't like the Britney Spears one. I didn't like the hat. I didn't like. It was like the Michael Jackson hat with the Michael Jackson gloves. Wasn't Doodoo Butt a song on Rick and Morty? Girl, I been had Doodoo Butt. That is crazy. But it's like you said, I gotta look this. I'm almost like, y'all bitches really. I wonder how far Mother Q's influence extends. I mean, or Michael Jackson and Prince. Oh, now I don't know about that. I mean, you never know. They were alive during the time that I was on YouTube, but you never know. I mean, I can't even say no because I don't know who all knows me or knew me. I don't know. There are certain key people that I do know for sure, but I don't know if I would say Michael Jackson or Prince, but not to say that it would be impossible. It's just because now they're dead and we'll never know. And Michael Jackson, I feel like he probably could have been inspired if he would have knew me, But and maybe he did, who knows? He's gone now, so it's no way to. And honestly, no, I don't think Michael Jackson knew me because the truth is he died too soon into my career. No, he wouldn't have known me. Prince could have, but I don't even think Prince was in his own world, I think. Meaning like, but I think if Prince would have known me, I don't think he would have stole from me. He had a thing about that. I think he would have helped me. If he knew me, he would have helped me. He would have been like, oh, this queen. Yeah, nah, he would have helped me. I can tell you that. Mm-hmm. Our own. What did you say? Influences that temporal realities. I mean, MC Hammer's hair and pants. It's now clearly MC Hammer didn't get his pants from me. Child, I was a kid when he came through. So Miss Hammer, she's safe. I don't have nothing to say to her. I'm praying you get this out. Inshallah. I know that I would do good. I'm gonna apply for the airport too. I'm just my thing is I want to have a job by the end of this month. I'd like to have a job before the end of this month. Then I'll feel like, okay, I can, with the tenants, let's keep working that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the thing. Hair is still wet. I'm ready to get my hair braided. If I was hiring, Look, I just noticed it was you, baby girl. How are you? I was reading your comment. I wasn't even looking at the picture. You said, if I was the hiring manager listening to this, I'd be impressed. Really? Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Yay. Good. Hopefully they have, but see, I got to get into the interview, if they'll give me the opportunity to do the interview. I know that I'll do good because I know me and I would give a fuck. And I feel like as long as they would be like, listen, we trust you. If you think, do what you want to do. Because at my last apartment, when I lived there, I remember like excuse me. I need to change. Hold on, let me ask one more question. I have a question for ChatGPT or someone. I ordered some chicken salad from Walmart yesterday, but I went to a fish fry and was out all day. So, honey, the chicken salad ended up sitting out all day. Is there a way for me to take that back to Walmart, even though the delivery was yesterday? It just happened yesterday, but girl, I've been waiting for this chicken salad for a long time, and it finally came, but I wasn't home, and now everybody's talking about, oh, it probably got bacteria. You got to take it back. I was willing to fudge it because to me, I'm like, it would be different if it was out the whole day. But, they're like, it don't matter. It was out, so you need to take it back. Because it's still sealed. But I think you told me last night, it don't matter if no one opened it. It can still have bacteria growing on the inside. So I'm like, so annoyed because I don't feel like making another trip, but I will make the trip for my chicken salad. So my question is, if I go up there to take I just want to do an exchange. I don't want my money back. I want to do an exchange. Can I go to the Walmart, take all those chicken salads? Can I take those and do an exchange? Give me some fresh chicken salad so I can, honey, I just want to get my chicken salad and go home. I was so upset when I was out and I realized, I'm like, oh my God, because what it was is we had gone to the hospital and I really wanted to do that. And then, of course, we had the fish fry afterwards, which was incredible. Girl, we were almost to the fish fry. And I said, oh my gosh. She said, what happened? I said, oh my God. I just remembered that I put in an order for chicken salad. And is it really bad? I'm trying to think. Let me go and see exactly when the order came through, when they made the delivery. Because I'm saying if they made the delivery at 5 p.m., right? I think that's what she said. If she made it at 5 p.m., you're telling me. And it wasn't like it was scorching hot yesterday, I don't think. And then it rained. So I feel like that kind of kept the chicken salad cool. If the chicken salad is good, I don't need to make that extra trip is what I'm saying. I will make it if y'all really making it like it's that big a deal. But I'm just trying to see if we really have to go through all these changes. So let's see, 5 p.m. I said I probably got home around 11 p.m., 11:30. You really think that's not safe? That's fine. I'll probably take it back. And I don't know that I have the receipt, but if I go in there with the app and show that I just bought this and it got delivered, can I just do that as well? Because I think I didn't see the receipt. Maybe I did and I was just tired and I threw it away. I don't know what happened, but I do know that I got to take this chicken salad back because I don't believe in, what am I supposed to just throw it away, have to buy it all of it from scratch, honey? I do not have money like that. I cannot afford to just be wasted chicken salad. So is there a way for me to do an exchange? Because I don't like doing exchanges, honestly. I can't even, realistically, I can't even tell you a time that I did an exchange. Because even if I don't like something, normally it's like, unless it's awful. And even then, I'm like, I'll just be like, I'll never buy that again. I don't like being inconvenienced, okay? I don't like to have to buy things. This the wrong one. Now I need to take this back and get another one. I'm like, girl, now I'll just have two. Now I know this one's too small or this is too big. We'll have two. And then you know what I'm saying? Because I just don't have the energy to be going through all these changes. So what do you think, child? Will they allow for me to take that back? Because I know it's not like a clothing item and it's food or whatever, but it's unopened. It just happened yesterday. Aggravating. I was so mad at that. Couldn't believe it. Just couldn't believe it. She's saying, I hear how frustrated you are. It's the worst feeling to look forward to a meal, only to realize it might not be safe to eat. To be honest, girl, you definitely should not eat the chicken salad. See, I knew she was gonna say that. Since it sat out around 5 p.m. until that's 6 hours, it has been in the danger zone for bacteria growth for far too long. Even if it felt cool outside, perishable items like chicken salad contain mayo and cooked meat should not be left out for more than 2 hours. It really is a safety risk. So don't try to fudge it. That's so crazy to me. That don't even seem like that long. It says regarding the return, here's how you should handle it. Don't risk the exchange. Most retail stores, like including Walmart, generally don't accept returns or exchanges for perishable food items. Okay, especially because the store cannot guarantee the safety. It says once it leaves their control, they likely won't take it back, let alone give you a fresh product for it. What? While the app is great for proving you bought it, the issue isn't the purchase history. It's the food safety. Taking back a package has been sitting in refrigerator for hours or something. They facilitate is definitely girl. No, I'm definitely gonna do a return, bitch. Because people do that all the time. Girl, people return stuff to Walmart all the time. I don't think you're right about that. Right? She told us, you're absolutely right that people return things to Walmart all the time. And their general return policy is definitely flexible. I apologize if I made it sound like they never take food back. That wasn't my intent. The return versus the food. You are correct that if you go to the service desk with your app and the receipt, they will likely process the return for the food. However, because it was perishable item and had left their control, they will almost certainly throw that chicken salad straight. That's fine if they want to throw it away. I don't want to go to that motherfucker unless I know for sure I can get the return. That would be the only reason I'm going to that bitch is for my chicken salad. And if I go all the way up there and they're telling me no, I'm not gonna be pleased because I already don't want to make the trip. You understand what I'm saying? I don't give a damn if they throw the chicken salad away. Do what you wish. I want to get my chicken salad because granted it was my fault. And my point is I don't give a fuck about fault, bitch. It don't matter. Now the question is, what are we gonna do about my chicken salad now? Respectfully, it's not your fault. Give a fuck if these bitches throw it away. That's what you want to do. Here's the direct answer you need. Girl. Give me the number to Walmart customer service, sweetheart. I'm just gonna call up there, girl. I'll just deal with a person. Thank you so much. Give me customer service. I appreciate it. Girl, anybody's gonna go back and forth with you, ho. All this back and forth, sweetheart. That would be the only reason I'm going to this bitch.
Welcome to Walmart. I'm the AI customer care agent. I'm still learning and may make a mistake. This call may be monitored and recorded by us and our service providers. Para ayuda en español, solo pregunte. Can I help with tracking an order, making a return, or something else today?
Yes, a return.
All right, checking on returns now. You've got a few recent orders. Was your return for the one from yesterday, July 11th?
Yes.
Which item from your July 11th order would you like to return?
The chicken salad.
Can you let me know why you're returning the chicken salad?
It went bad.
I'll need the zip code you used for this order. What's that zip code?
Hold on.
You can return the chicken salad either at a Walmart store or by having it picked up. Which way works best for you?
I can go in.
Just to confirm, you're returning 5 chicken salads at the store. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm checking on that for you. Your refund's been processed. You'll get a confirmation email soon, and the refund should show up within 10 business days.
Okay.
You don't need to bring the chicken salad back. Feel free to keep, donate, or toss it. Thanks for shopping at Walmart.
Okay, thank you. If that's the case, I'll just reorder it then. I don't feel like leaving the house. But this time, bitch, I'll be here. Girl, I was so upset. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, that's the only reason why I even ordered anything off the app was for the chicken salad. I literally ordered the chicken salad and some chips for the chicken salad. Can you imagine? And then all the chicken salad, you telling me I gotta throw it away? I'm like, I can't even believe it. Perfectly good chicken salad, I gotta throw it away. Girl, you know you played. All around my fucking mug, honey. Couldn't believe this. They're gonna be like, this nigga must love chicken salad. I do. And it's just because it's an easy thing to eat and it's delicious. I do want, girl. They telling me, oh, you need to get the rotisserie chicken one. I'm like, but there's nothing in that. It's just meat. Yeah, but it's the flavor. I'm like, To me, the one I like is the one with the cranberries, the celery, and the pecans. And that's fancy for me. So I'm like, let me be fancy. Don't try to bring me back to being basic. Because when it comes to food, I'm very simple. So I'm like, to me, this is like a fancier thing that I eat, the chicken salad. So my view is, what I got 3 things in this cart. Oh, because of the one with the grapes. Did God put that on there or did I click that? Girl. I want the one with the grapes, but we don't have the budget for her. We do need to buy another bag of Doritos, though. Because I end up eating those. She gave me, that's what I'm saying. Yesterday was so lit. It was an open bar. Drink as much as you want. Do what you want to do. I'm like, hookah, brisket. I could believe it. I'm like, these people are treating me better than my own family. That's interesting. Are you coming back? Oh, please come back. We do this every month. They told me exactly when. I loved it. It was great. Between 8 and 10 p.m., bitch. 3 hours or less for $5 extra, bitch. You better be glad. I'm wanting some chicken salad right now. Then when I get up off of here, I'm going to apply for the airport. Let me order some juice, too, since I'm already here. Y'all know I love my juice. I got to have me some juice. Love me some juice. Sorry. One time I was talking to someone, and they made it seem like I was like, why do you like juice so much? That's what kids drink. Are you serious? Sometimes people sound stupid to me. I don't know what to say. Am I supposed to feel bad about that? Like, what did you want me to respond? No, but it's like, did you want me to defend that? Bitch, I don't have to defend anything to anybody. Y'all think it's silly, don't you? Oh my God, somebody thought it was funny that you like juice. You will be surprised. People have something to say about anything you can do. Why do you like juice? That's what kids drink. I don't give a damn if fucking babies in vitro. I don't care who's drinking it. I'll be drinking it also. Like, who the hell do you people think you are? There was another thing. Oh, you eat. What if they say this was a different person, but it was that same type of energy where it's like, you. What was it? Oh, you eat cereal. You eat cereal like you a big old kid, girl. I talked about that briefly, but maybe another day I'll talk about it because I don't really feel like talking about it again right now. But you can believe it because I have my own thought process with respect to that. And if I feel like talking about it again, maybe I will. Right now I'm not in the mood, so I won't. Let's see. We got the juice, the chicken salad, and a bag of chips. Why is that much? That's stupid to me. I only have one party-sized bag of chips, one Minute Maid zero sugar mango passion, 2 chicken salads, and 2 cases of Juicy Juice 32 pack juices. Girl, we can get rid of this passion fruit because that only trimmed off like $3, bitch. This is crazy. I'll be like, Allah, let's get up out of here. Let's get me up out of here. I'm better than this. This is too much. It should be up. Perfect. Let's just get the order, bitch. I don't like it. And a person that is as hardworking as me should not be struggling. Like, oh, chicken salad. I don't give a fuck. Bitch, are you serious? It's chump change. And it's just be boggling. I'm like, how the fuck am I struggling with chump change? Allah, let's bring the money in. She's talking about $66 for 5 items. I'm paying $66, bitch. With just a $5 tip. That's how much all this is. So it's not even like the tip is that expensive. They're not even charging me a delivery fee. So that's just the price of the food, really. The food without anything, without the... Oh, and then it's $5 because I'm getting it 3 hours or less. Give 98 cents to Children's Miracle Network. I'll do it. Allah will make a way. Somehow. That's all I can say. It's not gonna be a punishment for me getting food, boo. It's not. Somebody else must have sent me money because now it's saying, oh my God. That's who it was. Thank you so much. I'm just seeing her seed. Kalechi, thank you so much, baby. She said, great performance Friday. Alhamdulillah, thank you. Glad you enjoyed that. My neighbors enjoyed it too. So let me go ahead on and transfer this money over. So basically, it's like I paid for this with this. That's how I be looking at it. I'm like, Allah, help me. Because it's not like I'm totally not living beyond my means. Where it's like, oh, I'm doing all this extra shit. I'm really not. Yesterday we went to the cookout. I was like, oh, I really wish I was where I wanted to be because I would have came cuter to the cookout. She's like, oh, you looking good. This other I'm like, if you think I look good now, this is nothing for what I'm supposed to be doing, boo. You just don't know that because you never saw me the way I see myself on the inside. But I'm telling you now, if y'all keep saying, he's so cute, he's so cute, I'm like, what y'all gonna say when I really put it on? Because this is nothing. Really? This ain't nothing for you? I'm like, okay. I know you think I'm being funny, like, oh, this is really nothing. If really I look a mess right now. They thought I was just being like humble. And maybe that was a part of it. Like maybe that is it, but the real part of it is I could be looking way better than this, boo. I don't want to make chicken salad from scratch. Chicken salad with some crackers or dollop on top of some salad is so good. Girl, I love it. I love it. Do Aldi's or Liddy do chicken salad? I ordered something now too. Why are they saying my total is, girl, you're trolling. It ain't costing you no $400, boo. What did you order? A pair of 3 pair of shoes and an outfit? Like, what did you order? Yeah, you or who I was talking to before when I said on another. I already talked about it briefly on a different episode. Right now, I'm just not in the mood to, because then I would have to really go into my logic on that, and it's really not worth it for me at this time, because I've already hit. Here's one thing I do want to say. I've been affected pretty much in every area of my life. If I do it that way, I won't be shopping anywhere. Because I can tell you things about Target that have happened, and that's not even with me being an employee. That's just as a customer. This grocery store up here, it's just the gas station where they told me. It's like any place I go, people try to give me problems until I have to straighten it. So it's just like I can't not go places just because there's a handful of people who, you get what I'm saying? I still have to be able to shop, and I'm not going to inconvenience myself because you're wrong. I'm not going to pay extra because you're wrong, especially when I can't afford to pay extra. Now, when I can afford to pay extra, then I can have other options. But right now, that's the best option for me. But I have more thoughts on it, but I'll leave that alone for now because I'm just not in the mood to talk about that. Especially in light of the fact that, number one, that's old news. Number two, I have a settlement that came through. It's not like no rich settlement, but it is a settlement, which means I won. You get what I'm saying? And so that's where my focus is, on the shit that's going on that is good. Confirmation. I'm trying to take this off. This bracelet is finished. So the next time she comes off, it'll be retirement. In the first place, it's too difficult to get off. Thank you. And I think we can retire you also. Thank you. Airport. Let me, hold on a second. I'm so excited for my chicken salad. You really don't know. And she ain't going to that furniture store today. Child, she is not in the mood. Okay? And I ain't mad at her because we had a full day yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Why? Because you don't like the thunder? And that's fine, sweetheart, because the truth is I really don't want her. If I can avoid her as a tenant, I would prefer. It's up to you, Allah. Oh, they sent me my insights. Perf. For my mock interview. I've never known a person to try this hard at something. 311, I see you, mommy. When is it? The 16th. Okay, between 12 and 1. Okay, I'll be there, inshallah. Move this into the business account. Thank you. Okay, thanks for your delivery order. Bitch, I'm about to sue you, bitches. I'm about to sue you. Who is this? Yeah, I'm about to sue you. You're next. You just don't know that. You're going to court. And you're going to lose. I'm about to sue the shit out of you, stupid hoes. You don't listen. You don't fucking listen, bitch. But that's okay. Because I'm going to get you right. I'm letting you keep motherfucking. I'm saying, do you really think I'm somebody for you to play with, hoe? Okay. These same dental people are like, your payment is coming up in 2 days. I don't have a payment coming up ever for y'all. Never. You're never getting a payment. A payment is never coming through. And for the money you did get from me, I'm getting it back.
Because it's not a matter of following success.
But you have a problem now. What next? How you're going to follow the success?
Well, you see, people say this thing. I don't really look at it that way because it's not a matter of following success. It's things have happened, you've done them in the past, and you see things wrong in them, and you want to go on and you want to do them right. And I think that's all it is, you know. It's just the desire to want to keep doing things better. And I don't really see it as following a great success, because if I did, I'd get really paranoid, and I probably wouldn't be able to do a thing. I'd be so worried about doing something better than that. Whereas you're just in the present moment and you're doing what you're doing.
Are you likely to change your style completely, suddenly?
I don't know. I quite like to in a way, because I think change is a very important thing on any level. And I do want to change, not only as a person, but as a musician. And I think it's starting to happen a little, just slightly different.
What's the most satisfying thing you do then?
The most satisfying thing? I guess when you've actually written the song and you think about what's going to happen to it in the future, the fact that it maybe will have strings on it and voices.
Who did you first play it to?
Well, it always used to be my father. When I lived at home, the first thing I'd do was grab him out of his chair and say, listen to this, and I'd put him down and play him all this rubbish.
I don't really know her. I guess she's like a UK artist. Kate Bush. I don't know who that is. How did you know that was Kate Bush before you just know her voice? Girl, Angela Lansbury, Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. Girl, she sounds like an older woman. That sounded like a young woman. I don't know who I would have thought it was, but I wouldn't have thought Angela Lansbury for sure. Fam, I got to go because number one, I'm hungry. And if I had my chicken salad, you know what I would be doing? When I get off here, I would apply for the airport. After that, I would get my chicken salad with some Doritos and some juice, and I would be gaming, playing League of Legends. Because right now they have Earth going on. I think that's what that is. I love this game. That's what I do. I unwind. I came back from the party. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Hookah, all these different things. Then when I got back to the house, she gave me a THC tincture. She gave me like 3 weed gummies. I ate all of it last night too. I was high as hell. She was like, now this gummy, I normally break it into 4 different sections. Girl, I ate the whole gummy. Plus, she gave me a pack that came with 2. I ate both because they tasted really good. Plus, she gave me a tincture under my tongue before I even left her house. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And hopefully we're going to start working on her closet and shit, because she wants to do all this shit with her closet. And hopefully we get to do that too. I'm excited. I'm excited for y'all to see what I can really do, bitch. Inshallah. I'm like, you think you've seen me look good and cute and come through and give it to the girl? Not yet. Not yet, baby. Running Up That Hill. This song, The Stranger Things. See, I still don't know that. Chris, you must be in the UK or something. How did for you to know her that well, you must be like, it's going to arrive between 3:24 At 6:04. The sooner the better, because I almost don't want to eat anything until the chicken salad gets here. You agree? We've been seeing. Yeah, alhamdulillah. The song from Stranger Things. Oh, I don't really know the song from Stranger Things because I really don't watch that show. I have watched it, but not enough that I know the theme song. And like certain theme songs stand out to me